Does anyone have a question?
I have a question, Stuart.
Yes.
It's when you focus on the hara, you don't focus on your mind. So you cut all the ties with the outside world. So you become independent. No?
Yes.
That's just a remark I had. Yeah, I know it is, but sometimes it seems so obvious and sometimes it seems so far away. Voila. It's not really a question.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's obvious and far away depending upon how conscious you are in the moment.
Mm.
When you're really conscious in the moment and you have, literally arrived at a place where you can do this organically, then, it's obvious. Hey, I can detach myself from this merry-go-round of craziness that goes on in life. And when you're not connected there and you're in your mind and emotion, then it's not so obvious. So it's a constant battle that goes on in a person. I don't care how highly evolved they are, there's always that battle of maintaining their centeredness, attachment, connection with spirit. I mean, we have to be attached to something. You understand? So the real umbilical cord is not Maya, the illusion that surrounds people. It's an attachment to God, to spirit, to what's infinite in the universe. And when that is real inside somebody, it's always obvious. It's obvious in almost every situation you have to deal with, whether you are centered or you're not centered. And I'm sure everyone here has to deal with many different kinds of situations in their lives. That's what the meditation is for. It's to build a system in which you organically remain centered inside. You don't have to think about it. You just are there. You're there, which is really an extraordinary place to be, just there, because it means you're living your life completely in the moment. And you're responding to life as, an organic way, in an organic way. Also, you can see what's real. People always ask me, well, how do you know what's real, what's not real? And the same things that are not real can be real. It just depends upon a human being's conscious ability to use them to grow. So we are presented continuously with things in life, and they're very unreal when they drain our energy out of us. But they're very real if we can use them as a reminder of what we have to do to continue to build our inner life. They're just signs telling us, how much deeper we have to go, how more open we have to become. We haven't arrived yet. Then we use everything in a way in which it's real. It's truly a message from God, from higher energy, about exactly what we have to do as people. We spend all our time complaining about it and fighting with it, and all it does is suck our energy out of us. That's not real. It deletes people. It defeats people. It's energy. And that is really, that really is Maya. When we think we're going to fix what can't be fixed. When we think we can fix what can be fixed, which is ourselves. And all the things that present themselves to us are just real opportunities to grow and fix ourselves. I mean, this is something that is really like paradox. You can't get this in the mind. You'll never understand. I don't understand it. I don't, it just comes through me. I talk about this a lot, but I don't really understand it. I don't even make any effort to understand it anymore. I just allow it to develop my life. And it's almost more fun and more creative to be able to be a living example of this kind of thing than to intellectualize it and analyze it. You just you make yourself, it's just to totally exhaust you. The other way, you're living right in the core of life. You are one with life, with God, with higher energy. And to make any pretenses at understanding God is really the journey of a fool. How do you understand what's inexplicable? But it can build us and nurture us.
Do you think we will understand it after death, or is that not to known at all? Or I don't know.
I think probably when you leave the world, you leave your mind here, It's nothing to understand anymore. Because everything in the mind is a product of living on this planet, living here, You leave all that behind. The soul continues to evolve.
Okay. Thanks.
You're welcome. Does anyone else ever? If your mission is to understand life, you're really in a lot of trouble. If your mission is to surrender to it and open and let it nurture you, you don't have to understand where water comes from. You turn on the faucet, or you buy bottled water or whatever you drink, and you know that if you drink it, it really is good for you. The body needs water, it needs food, we can determine what we take in as food, whether we want healthy food or garbage. Same thing with spiritual practice. We can determine what kind of practice we want to do. Do we want something that's healthy and organic and truly nurtures us in a deep way? Or do we want something that's just a bunch of rules and regulations telling us how to live our lives? But what we need is the energy, the Shakti, the spirit. We need to be nurtured. I remember when I first met my teacher, he always talked about how most of the people living in the world are dying from spiritual malnutrition. It's the biggest epidemic on the earth, bigger than coronavirus. The lack of spiritual nourishment, malnutrition. It's endemic, it's pandemic, it's just about everywhere on this planet. So if we're getting that nourishment and we're getting that, we have to be just very grateful. It's one of the highest blessings. I know I consider what I have to do with my life, it's so far beyond my understanding that I just consider it as an extraordinary blessing that I can do this with my time and my life. Does anyone else have a question? And I'm not putting down religion. Religion is an essential ingredient in this world because most people are not having a spiritual life and they need at least some kind of structure, something to believe in, And I think it's an absolutely essential ingredient or the world would really go off its rocker. So we need religion. But once you're having a spiritual life, we don't need all the rules and regulations because everything around us is a manifestation of God as a living example of consciousness manifesting in the world. Everything around us is Genesis. In the beginning, the world is being created around us all the time. And we're trying to build an inner life that makes it possible for us to be witnesses of this. and to learn from it and grow because of it. Does anyone else have a question they would like to?
Flora here. Hello.
Yeah.
I injured my leg and it was very painful many days. And I'm going something, it's very, very difficult. And my question is it something new or I'm going deeper? Is something old I experienced?
I'll tell you what I think it is for. I think it's inside you. And as you're doing this meditation, you're tapping deeper elements and pockets of tension that you have repressed inside yourself, and they're being released. And you have an opportunity to flush all of that out of your system. It's a very wonderful opportunity, and you have to take advantage of it. Yes, you can break a foot, you can, I don't know, have some, and there could be another kind of pain that's new, But a lot of the pain that you are going through, dear, is just pain of things that have been repressed inside you most of your life, being released. I have a guy who, he's not really a student yet. He's like in kindergarten, this person, and I'm trying to get him ready to become a student. And I told him about, I told him first about bringing his attention below the navel. And then I let him do that for 2 weeks. And then I told him now the next step is you have to open your heart. All you need is gratitude. And he wrote me back, this is all going on through email. He opened his heart and he felt so much negativity and so much tension. And I said, this is stuff that you've accumulated all your life. And it's been repressed and buried inside your heart center. You're opening it and it's coming out. And you're going to experience these kind of things until this stuff is flushed out of your system. You can spend your life continuing to repress it, and eventually it's going to give you a heart attack. It's going to really do something terribly damaging physically and mentally and every other way, Better to let it out. Who wants to hold on to hell? You let it out. Let it become energy. Draw it down to the chakra below the navel when you release it, and learn how to transform the things that are killing you into life-giving energies.
It's happening very much in heart. Pain is very much in heart, and it's difficult to breathe to chop.
Yeah, Laura, just have patience. You're going to get free of this, It's telling you what is there. Now you can get free of it. When you feel that in your heart, try to use the meditation to draw that pain into the chakra below the navel and just transform it into chi. And you keep doing that and condition yourself to learning how to do that. And you'll transform that pain into harmony, balance, strength, insight. You can consciously do this by using your will. I know it's not easy, but I can only talk from my own life and what I've done in my own life, where the pain was so unbearable when I was younger, that it was only by learning how to do what I just mentioned that I finally became capable of dealing with it and almost eliminating a lot of it. Still, there's always pain. As long as we're alive, there's going to be something. But even you learn how to detach yourself. You don't get caught up in the pain. You have the strength to detach yourself from it. You don't feed it, and it usually goes away more quickly. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? I mean, when you feel that kind of pain, a good exercise is to just listen to your breathing. Just listen to the inhalation, it'll calm you down. It's a very healing thing, breath, and it'll calm you down, it'll relax the mind, it'll help to alleviate the pain. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask? Okay, if there are no more questions, then God bless you all. Thank you. And I tell you, I always end with this, but I can't tell you how incredible it is to sit in front with you all and to do this meditation, and to how much I'm learning about my own inner life. And hopefully you all are learning a great deal about your inner life and how to build a connection with God and higher energy. It's kind of a minor miracle that's taking place, and I'm very grateful to be part of it. So thank you all, and I hope you all have a wonderful evening and wonderful day, and God bless you all.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There'll be class on Sunday. Same time.